Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 5th episode of This Week at Shrouded, the podcast where we dive deep into the latest news and events from the world of Destiny and a little bit from other gaming sources. I'm your host, A. Greener. I'm thrilled to be joined by our three amazing guests today, Mr. Good Saint, Mr. Wrecked, and Captain Gatto. We have an incredible lineup of topics to discuss today, including the latest This Week at Bungie TWAB update, which brought us some exciting news about upcoming features and changes in the game. We'll be taking a closer look at the stunning Lightfall launch trailer, not physically looking at it, but just talking about it, that dropped this week, which promises to be one of the most epic expansions in Destiny 2's history, we hope. But that's not all, folks. We'll also be delving into the recent Developer Insights video, which gave us a behind-the-scenes look. I don't know if everybody watched that, by the way, because it just dropped today. And I never told you we were talking about it. But yeah, anyway, it was real short. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it, I'll just talk about it. Anyway, it gave us a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Destiny 2 Lightfall and unveiling of the darkness. And if that wasn't enough, we'll be breaking down the recent bringing the challenge back to Destiny blog post, which outlines Bungie's plans to make the content more challenging and rewarding. Now, before we get started, I want to let you all know that we are streaming this episode live to our Patreon subscribers who have access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content and early access to our podcasts. While we won't be able to read the chat during the stream, you can still submit questions in comments via our Discord channel or below in the comments section, and we'll do our best to address them in future episodes. For those of you who are not Patreon subscribers, don't worry, you can get... I found it's ironic that I wrote this because they're already watching the video. But, I mean, future reference, if you're watching this video late, you can still catch the premiere of this episode and any next episode on YouTube and all major podcasting platforms at Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern each week. So buckle up, Guardians, and get ready for an action-packed episode of This Week at Shrouded. Before diving into... Are you excited?
Yeah.
Good. I worked really hard on that opening.
Come on. Whoop.
Sorry. I got beeped in Discord, and then it distracts me. However, before diving into Destiny's exciting world, let's take a moment to hear from our esteemed guests and find out if they've been exploring any other virtual realms this week. Any one of you is welcome to go first.
No, I haven't played anything else.
Okay.
I've been doing nothing but Wendigo farming. I think I've run the Warden of Nothing about 60 times so far this week.
Ooh.
Did you get anything good?
I have yet to get anything that's got auto-loading and spike on it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the 60 runs I think would indicate that nothing good has dropped. That sucks.
I've gotten explosive and auto loading with no spike, and I've got explosive with clam cartridge but no spike. So I'm in the same boat. I cannot get explosive light in either one of those two. Either one would be fine. I'd be happy enough with. Auto loading is better for sustained DPS, but and spike, but I just can't get the spike. And I know it's just, on a heavy grenade launcher, it's probably only, around 10% bonus, but I still want it. I want that 10%,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the closest I've gotten is spike, field prep, and explosive light. I got the cascade, impulse amplifier, all velocity roll. So you can do the machine gun grenade launcher kind of thing, but that's
To
it.
be honest, if you have spikes, field prep, and explosive light, that's a pretty good roll. Not gonna lie.
It was 4 shards. It's not the perfect roll. Continue to farm.
I would still keep it. Like if you sharded it, I mean,
He wants the
Okay.
perfect roll. I hear him though. Like I'm pretty happy with my I got an explosive light. I've got the auto loading. Even I don't even remember what the middle one is. It's not spike, so it didn't really matter. But I got quick launch, which is good as well. And I wanted that spike, and it was so close, and I was almost okay with like the clown cartridge one that I got. So exploding light clown cartridge, and then I got whatever the perk is on the second row that gives you plus 30 in reload, and I was like, that's not terrible, but it's not what I want. And yeah, so I am also still trying to get my spike auto-loading explosive light.
I mean, a lot of people are doing that as we speak as well, so.
I'm doing it this weekend.
Okay, anyone else do anything?
I finished Forbidden West just a few hours ago, and then the rest of the week is going to be all Destiny till Lightfall.
The man played the hell out of that game. That's an easy 40 hour game if you cut out a lot of the...
I did most of the side stuff. Most
Damn.
of it.
That's a whole lot of Horizon in a week. It's a good game though. What'd you think?
I think it was, the story was good. I'm excited to see where they're gonna go next and the DLC and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot better than the first one for sure.
They definitely expanded on a lot of the mechanics that they had in the first one. The only thing I wished from the second one was you got the mount, like the flying mount, or a little bit earlier in the game, because it was like right at the end.
And it just felt like, okay, well, I feel like I have to use this now to finish the story, rather than enjoy it and take it all over the.
The thing is, you already had all the quick travel things unlocked by the
Right.
time you got the bird, so you're just like, okay. And there's only like 2 side quests where you need the bird
Right.
to get it. So I was like, yeah, I was a little disappointed with that. It was really cool to have. I took a lot of screenshots with it, but other than that, yeah, I was disappointed you didn't get it a little earlier. Gato?
I mean, I've already said my answer. I've been pretty much just farming GMs this week.
Okay.
I just didn't farm it yesterday because my computer kind of went in a bad way, and I had to leave it restoring all the Windows files overnight. So that was fun. Well, good news is that Destiny runs now at 120 FPS.
Hey.
Something fixed it because I was running only on like between 50 and 60, and now it runs at 100 and 120. So whatever done, I mean, it fixed it. So
Amazing. Okay, so Destiny, and Horizon. Okay, so allow me to share my gaming experiences this week. Earlier in the week I completed Hogwarts Legacy, so I rolled credits. And I must say it was pretty enjoyable. While the combat was solid and enjoyable, of course, it did become a bit monotonous towards the end. Although I did learn, I learned the killing curse. I didn't really get the chance to experiment with it as much. Kind of the same complaint I just had about Horizon. Experiment with it as much as I would have liked, because you get it right at the end of the game, pretty much, and there's no way to unlock it earlier. So it was. Anyway, while the main quests were engaging, the side content felt super uninspired, somewhat predictable. Overall, I'd rate the game like an 8 out of 10. I definitely recommend it to any Harry Potter fans that want to play it. However, there are a few areas where the game falls short of it being like a truly amazing experience. And I was not. This is rare for me, but not super rare. I'd probably say 50% of the games I play. I was not compelled to finish the Platinum Trophy by the time I completed, or I rolled credits. Just due to the fact that, first of all, here's the biggest one. Listen, developers, listen to me right now. Okay, you got this. Do not require people to play the game multiple times to get the Platinum Trophy. It is the stupidest fucking trophy on the planet. Now listen, you didn't have to beat the game multiple times, but you had to play the first 5 hours of the game 4 times to get the full platinum trophy because they got a bunch of silver trophies or bronze. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's to reach a certain point in the game as each of the houses. You have to be in each of the houses. So, Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. And it's just like, what? Why? Nobody wants to do that. Now, if you knew about it ahead of time, which is super annoying, but you can, make a save file before the sorting, pick the house you want, and then go to it. And that would save you maybe an hour. But that's it. That's all it would save you. It's not worth it. Anyway, and then the rest of it was just collecting all the boring-ass collectibles. So I might have done the boring-ass collectibles had I didn't have to do the restart the game over and over again. But because the two combined together, I was like, nope. And then as soon as I rolled credits, I closed the game and I deleted it. And now it's gone. But I did say, like, getting the killing curse at the end of the game was really fun because there was a lot of, like, combos you could do where you could spread out, like, different curses. And then if you used the killing curse on one person, it would branch and it would kill everybody that was affected. It was really powerful, and it was really fun to use. But like I said, last hour of the game is when I was able to use it. So I was like, Also, you couldn't kill the last boss with one shot. What? Has anybody watched Harry Potter? That is the killing curse. You hit him once, he dies. Everybody, everything in the world. There's no way around it. That's it. It's stupid. All right, I spent all that time on the side quest to get the killing curse. I want to one-shot the final boss. Let me one-shot the final boss. Why is that so hard or difficult to understand? Anyway, all right. Porky, you did a good job. I'm pretty sure it's your first game you've ever developed. I don't know. Does anybody know if they're actually a legitimate studio that's done anything else?
Developer doesn't ring a bell to me.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, it's named after Harry. Like, Porky is a Harry Potter term, so... And it's Porky Games. So chances are they were created for the design purpose of creating this game. Anyway. All right. Enough about that. And now I don't actually ever have to talk about it again. So if you've been annoyed the last 3 episodes, we talked about Hogwarts. It's now over. The game's done. It was good. Have fun. So in addition to that, I've also been grinding hard in Destiny to wrap up my end of season goals. I've been farming for Wendigo, of course. We just discussed it. I found a couple of good rolls, but no 5 out of 5 yet. I recently achieved Conqueror Guild and Dredgen Guild. And then I need about an hour's worth of gameplay left for the Deadeye Guild. And then a couple weekly challenges, and then I'm done. So I can't do that tomorrow because we're busy with the tournaments and the catastrophe streams. So I'm going to try and knock it out on Sunday. But pretty stoked that I'm going to be able to get all that stuff done because, time has been against me recently, and I haven't gotten a lot of time. But I got a team of SGC amazingness together last night, and we knocked out. I went from 6 to the 50 Gambit thing. Whatever the fuck. It's not wins anymore, but it's the points that you get.
Yeah.
And we knocked that out super easy. We were winning every game. You get 3 points per game, so you only got you don't have to do very many. And wins were 750 infamy because of the double points. So I actually, by the time we got there, I was like 2,000 short of getting the Velis ornament. So we just finished that off, and then so I got the Velis ornament, I got my Dredgen or Gilded, and I got everything for that. And I was like, oh, that wasn't a painful experience. It's usually, I don't know. They weren't always the greatest experiences, especially back when it was 50 wins. Good Lord. 30 wins made it better, but still, I didn't have to do anywhere near that. It was like, I guess I don't know the math, but like 15 or 16 wins or something like that.
That's not nearly as bad now.
Yeah, wasn't bad at all. It was very nice.
Didn't you say that you needed to get the your Moments of Triumph seal too?
I did that too yesterday. playing Gambit, because that was the last one I needed, was to kill things with seasonal weapons inside of either Gambit or Vanguard missions,
With the focus, yeah.
or win 7 trials games. And I was like, I don't want to do trials, so I threw on the machine gun from one of the seasons. That was the ritual. I forget the name of it. Anyway, and I would just run around and I would grab my heavy ammo and then I would just kill ads with the machine gun. It was... you got up... I forget how many you needed. It wasn't that much. Probably, I don't know, 200 maybe? I don't know. It was pretty easy to get to with the machine gun. People are like, why are you using the machine gun against ads? You should be invading. And I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm busy. I mean, clearly I had something to do. No, I told them ahead of time. And it was all good. Okay. So now that that's all of the way, start digging into the Destiny, like the physical Destiny content that's been released this week. I'm going to start right off with the insight video that was released by the developers today. So if you didn't watch it, you can sit this part out. But essentially, if you'd watched it, it was just a little bit more about the Witness and Callus. Basically, at the beginning of the video, the host explains that the Witness is the truth. A lot of the stuff we kind of knew, but I guess, I don't know, they're explaining it anyway. The Witness was the true villain who wields the power of the darkness. You know, we're not fighting against the darkness. You know, we're fighting against a Witness who uses the darkness. They also mentioned that Callus and the Witness are working together, obviously, but it's unclear that their ultimate goals align. Given Callus's vanity, it's unlikely that he wants to bring about the end of everything, which is what a lot of people are theorizing is the Witness's ultimate objective. Specifically mentioning at one point during this video, my purpose is its end. So, I mean... regardless, the situation is dire. Is basically what they're trying to come across in the video. They explain how the Witness has the ability to do some really disturbing things, and Callus's desire to live in riches doesn't really align with the Witness's end goal. And then, like I just said a moment ago, the Witness at one point during the video says, "My purpose is its end," which clearly contradicts Callus's objectives. So I'm interested to see how he thinks teaming up with the Witness is the proper thing to do.
Dude just wanted gold. Yeah, that was as easy. Well, I mean, he ran into him at the edges of the universe and was allegedly frightened by what he saw. So maybe he just went along with the Witness because he didn't want to be.
He wasn't frightened. He
said
learned there was something there.
I thought that he said that he was scared by what he saw at the edges of the universe.
I don't know
think
the
it was
lore enough.
enlightened. I think it was enlightened, and that's how he got certain powers from it. That's what it was.
Green, I'm shocked that you don't know the lore enough to speak on this.
And I believe that certain images that we saw during the trailers regarding both Callus and the Witness, that they are out of order. Because see it like this: neither we or the Witness have ever fought Callus 101, and Leviathan doesn't count because Leviathan we fought his robots, not himself. But for some reason, there is a cinematic or part of a cinematic that shows Callus beaten up, being put in front of the Witness. So I'm asking, how did that happen? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe, just maybe, Callus will be one of the final bosses that we will fight to on Lightfall, and he will return to the Witness defeated by us, and he will be shunned by the Witness himself.
It's totally possible.
That's my 2 cents about this. That's why they showed it there, because that makes no sense. Why is Callus like beaten up with like a bruised eye and everything in front of the Witness? It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe it's a flashback to when Gaul kicked the shit out of him and threw him out, and then he found the Witness on the edges of the galaxy.
He never said that he met the witness. He met a voice in the darkness.
Well, he said he didn't say he didn't either. So.
True.
Anyway, I'm just saying it could be a flashback, or it could be I like your theory. I just don't think they showed us like the end cutscene of Lightfall in the trailer.
I mean, let's agree here. That argument is really bad because during the Witch Queen reveal, they also showed the homeworld of the hive with the worms coming out of the sea, and that was one of the last cinematics in Witch Queen. So
yeah, but
things can be taken out.
I get you. You're right, but I don't feel like that was as important as seeing.
What do you mean it wasn't important?
That doesn't describe to us what is happening in our storyline at the moment. Like, there's no way we can perceive that as, oh, we're fighting Savathun right now and we're forcing our memories or her memories back into her guardian body. Whereas seeing Callus defeated by the Guardians and like begging to the witness probably not to kill him. Seems like a pretty big spoiler to me.
They've been doing spoil stuff in the past.
Yeah. Anyway, it's possible. I didn't say it wasn't possible. I just feel like it was more likely that that happens earlier in the story. Like how Callus actually decided to work for the witness.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
And if I'm actually right, I'm willing to bet anything on it.
Okay. Well, what do you want to bet? A cookie? Cookie sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah, a cookie.
I'll send you one to Portugal.
Okay.
Also, they'd mentioned, I thought this was a little cool touch. So they mentioned the eyes of the Talfin Imperium, which is Callus's new ship, will follow the player as they travel through Neo Muna, which will definitely create an eerie atmosphere. What do you guys think? I think it's a nice little touch.
I mean, it'd be cool because the skybox that they've shown, it's pretty front and center at one portion of the city. So if you're over there, or even like maybe if you're further back, if you can like wherever you are, you always see those little red eyes looking at you. That'd be kind of cool.
It's like the eye of Sauron, but two of them.
And fatter.
Anyway, ultimately, we must disrupt Callus's plans to stop the witness, and that's how they ended the video. The video ends actually by confirming the witness is undeniably the most powerful enemy in the Destiny universe, which is not particularly surprising based on what we know. But Bungie physically saying it is kind of nice. Does that mean we're never going to fight anything more powerful than the witness in the future?
We might.
Maybe just currently in Destiny.
Well, from what they tell us, Bungie seems to have some sort of amazing capability to plan their story 10 years ahead. But they're full of shit. First of all,
So, just wait till the witness is a strike boss like Zol was. Okay.
It's so true. I'm gonna save this video and I'm gonna send it to them next time after the final shape, and they say, "Oh, look, we got a new boss, even more powerful than the witness." The witness's boss. Oh shit, we'll have to fight the 9. You wait.
The horse.
That would be awesome. Actually, I would be down for an expansion where the Star Horse was the villain.
I mean, there are plenty of options. Mara could become a bad guy, and there could be war there. What's his name? Lysander could return and cause trouble again. There's all kinds of options.
Oh, there's definitely options. Definitely options. So anyway, that was a video they released today. It was like 4 minutes long. There wasn't like a lot of terrible information terribly a lot of information that we didn't have before. But it was nice to hear some of the words from the horse's mouth on a couple things, and to learn about. I didn't know if we knew the name of Callus's ship before today. Did they say it before today? Do you know?
I don't believe so.
Prior to today, I don't think so, no.
Okay. So now we know it's the Talphon Imperium. It's the name of Callus's ship. The new Almighty.
Was that mentioned? Yeah, that was mentioned. That was mentioned in the preview video a little
I
while
couldn't
ago.
remember. That's what I was at. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if we knew or not, but now we definitely do. So either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to move straight into the Lightfall trailer, and I just want everyone's thoughts on the Lightfall launch trailer. I have my own thoughts. I can get into it after, but I want to let you guys talk a little bit.
Everybody's all hung up on a ghost getting chopped up. Meanwhile, nobody's saying one word about the Guardian sitting next to the ghost, who's also chopped up, and it's a Guardian that showed up earlier in the video.
Well,
standing next to Zavala.
Yeah, well, it's one of the ones from the Season of the Seraph finale. The OG, one of the Guardians wearing the OG armor.
Yeah,
from
it's one of the OGs. Yeah.
What are the OGs?
Well, like, they were wearing like the original.
Yeah, the armor you start with the game.
Yeah, because there was one from each class.
No, it's not the armor that you start with the game. They refer as OGs because the Guardians that show up in the finale of the Season of the Seraph are the same Guardians that show up on the very first live trailer for Destiny 1. They share the exact same commonalities about their armor, the way that they look, everything. That's why they are called the OGs. Also, those are the ones that showed up on the very first artwork for cover art for Destiny 1.
Okay, so in the trailer, there's a shot where it's like below a Titan, and he's looking up, and there's ships flying over him. He's not in that OG armor. I'm pretty sure that was the one that was in the ship.
Well, no. The one that was in the ship had the ghost flying next to it. I'm
saying they're probably two different instances. I thought that was the same helmet. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong.
No, you are not remembering it wrong. It's the same guy. At the beginning of the video, they're looking up, right? And the stuff's flying overhead. Mm-hmm. That Titan that's sitting there is the same one that gets chopped into pieces on the ship.
So that's not the OG Titan that's chopped up. It's a different one. True, it feels like maybe it indicates that it's us. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to stay chopped up. It's probably just a scary shot. Maybe it's something he's put into our mind. You know, he's got a lot of powers. Or maybe he's showing that he's just cutting fucking Guardians up and it's just some random Guardian. It's totally possible too.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be us being chopped up, because that looks like a pre-baked cutscene. The ones that look more fancy, and usually the ones with our character are less fancy regarding that, are less baked in. So
okay, but if the witness can just do that, why doesn't he just do that to everybody?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Just be like, get out of my way, and then do it to... So then the only thing he has to fight is the Traveler. Get rid of all these pesky fucking rodents.
I mean, the Traveler would just cover him in flowers with his little laser beam. That's all the Traveler would do.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, since we're talking about the trailer, there is something that I want to point out. And there's been a couple shots of the Traveler, or not the Traveler, but the Witness looking like he's traveling through space. And there's
you just walking through space.
It looks
okay. So
with the white, walking through like a white. It looks like the Traveler beam that shot out in the trailer.
That's what I was thinking about today when I was rewatching, and I was like, "Motherfucker is just walking through this apparently this giant beam that destroys or whatever it does to the pyramid ships," and he's just like, "What?" and walks right through it.
I mean,
and then
we know
touches the Traveler. Oh, well, it makes it look like, he's walking through the beam, he's going forward, he's like, whatever, this is nothing. And then that's when he does the little wrist flick. And then the Guardian slices all the little pieces. I'm not saying that all happens in succession, but it's all... it makes it look like he doesn't give a fuck about... We were all... I know, I watched some reactions. I know I'm going all over the place with this, but I watched some reactions to the video, and the biggest reactions, every single one of them, came from the Traveler actually doing something for once. And they're all like, we've all thought the Traveler was, probably pretty powerful. It's this really mysterious fucking thing that, wields the light or whatever it is. And then we're all finally like, oh my God, it's finally sticking up for itself. Shoots this powerful beam. And then the Witness is just like, whatever, dude. So that's got to be kind of scary. if that's
I
what's
mean,
happening.
it's not the first time the Travelers had to defend itself or tried to defend itself.
Oh.
The first time it fought the darkness, that's what created the Awoken, right? That's during the fall. It's in the lore. Not that everybody here reads it, but you know, Traveler's got his ass kicked by the darkness once before.
Okay. Well, anyway, I didn't realize that at first because we had a couple trailers leading up to it, and you kind of saw the witness like going through that beam, and it looks more like he's traveling really fast through space. But today, when I was rewatching it again, I was like, maybe he's traveling through that laser beam being shot out by the Traveler, and he just doesn't give a fuck about it. And that was a little bit more scary to me than anything else.
I don't know. What was ominous to me in the trailer was the fucking pyramid ships rotating around the Traveler. That was kind of ominous looking.
That shot was great. There was two of them in the trailer, and the first one was Zavala looking, Zavala and probably Ikora and someone else.
Yeah.
Looking through a window, and then they could see that shot. It was happening, and then at the very end of the trailer, it was happening again. Except for the witness was in the middle,
It was
looking
very, very well done
at the Traveler. So yeah, they want to do something to the Traveler. I don't know if straight up destroy it is what the ultimate goal here is.
I can make a guess, but it's not. It's going to be a very outlandish guess. The witness wants to use the Traveler as an anal bead.
Yeah, there goes our monetization.
I don't know how the physics of that work, but you know.
I mean, we got another look today, or on that trailer though. Like, there's the wide shot of the witness standing, well, floating, I guess, in front of the Traveler, and based on the size, like, what's the Traveler size of a moon, right?
Slightly similar.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so the witness was, I don't know, 1/15, probably the height.
Yeah, he's pretty big
That still
compared to
makes
the
him
Traveler.
pretty fucking
Yeah.
big. A lot, like we talked about it in a previous episode where that was the manifestation of power. But regardless, he's also pretty big. Big guy, or big thing, or big entity, whatever we want to call him.
I've read so many theories about the light and the darkness, exactly what they are and what exactly the witness is, or what is actually his powers of the darkness, that I've completely lost my mind when it comes to that.
It's probably pretty frustrating to read it all.
Like I've been like reading through most of the Destiny in-game Destiny lore books, and also browsing through the Destiny lore Reddit, and some theories actually have very good bases. There was one where I saw that some people theorize that the witness's darkness power is just the manipulation of timelines and the power of combining them in the same, like all of them together in one. That's why in multiple shots, whenever the witness is moving, like you can see multiple hands when he moves. It's not like after images. It's all of his versions of multiple universes combined into one. It was a massive read. I'm oversimplifying what I read, but it was a really good read. But it would take a long time to just explain it here. So I'm gonna cut myself off.
Turns out a Bungie CGI just thought this will be cool and put it in.
I mean, could be, yeah, could be.
That does happen from time to time, yeah. I mean, that would be great, and we're gonna find out within the next 2 years, minimum.
After watching the trailer and them hyping it up, especially in one of the Insight videos, saying that they want it to be like a big summer blockbuster and all that kind of stuff, and we're coming face to face with the ominous enemy from the past 10 years. I kind of want it to feel like either Infinity War, where we lose at the end, or Empire Strikes Back. One of the two where, you know, evil does win, but then eventually we do in like the final shape. I feel like we do need to experience some kind of loss.
All right. So Lightfall is The Empire Strikes Back, and
Something like that. Yeah.
the final shape is going to be Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I'd totally be down for a big loss this season or this year. And I mean, we've got those quotes from Lance Reddick saying he had trouble delivering the lines in between crying for Zavala.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's Lightfall.
He did say that some of the lines that he delivered, he had to stop because he was crying about it.
Oh, first of all I have to say, I know they're throwing a misdirection at us, or they better. But if they do anything to Amanda, let me tell you, I will raise hell. I wrote in the Discord yesterday. I literally wrote in the Discord, if anything happens to Amanda, I'm going to fly to Seattle and hang every one of them.
I can't do anything with Amanda. That's how we get our Prime Gaming rewards.
True. I could have sworn that they said that she was one of the key people in Season of Defiance anyway, so I'm pretty sure she doesn't die.
Yeah, because those are definitely like the opening cutscenes, like that battle.
Oh yeah, for sure,
yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
No, he's pretty. You know, she is a very good pilot. So, yeah, we do see her like getting crashing into another ship, but I'm fairly certain that she's gonna like either the ship is just gonna like scrape off, and she will like go over to back to Earth to just like land quote unquote safely, and she will be fine. But I don't think they'll be able to kill her like that.
Keep in mind, she's not a guardian, so
that's
she
the
could
problem
die
here.
and be back as a guardian and come back.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, yeah, it can happen. Yeah.
You know what would piss me off even more than them killing Amanda is having her come back as a guardian. Because first of all, I understand that it's built into the lore, but that's such a fucking cop out for everything.
Oh yeah,
it's like how many people died on Earth during the collapse, and how many people were revived as guardians? It's like such a small fucking number in comparison to the amount of people there are. That how is every single time we know somebody that dies, are they getting resurrected as a fucking guardian?
Think about it. Like, what if it's like, she goes down in this cutscene, and one of our missions is to go in and try to get her because we don't think she's dead, or she dies, and we're the one to go in there, and she becomes a guardian in the scene where we actually get to her. There could be some good moments there.
Yeah, there could be good moments, but first of all, I hate the whole Guardian loses its memory thing because, like, sure, if Amanda survives, like, she's not who she was anyway, so what's the point? Like, we all like her rough and tough attitude. Like, that's Amanda. So you lose that completely. It's just a different person in the same skin. Like, there's no difference. So anyway, I prefer that doesn't happen. I prefer that, that shot in the trailer is a misdirect. She doesn't hit that thing. She goes under it, and then the next scene in the trailer is her flying through the ship underneath when there's explosions going on above her. Like, I'm hoping that all happens in sequence as it does in the trailer, and then you're good. She gets away from the big explosion of death from the triangle ships or pyramid ships, whatever the fuck they are, and she just flies off and has some tea and crumpets with Zavala later.
Yeah, what you're gonna get is she gets past that, she's pulling out of it, and Greener is watching the cutscene going, whoo, and then a Thresher comes by and just blows her ass away with a missile, and then she's still dead.
The witness slices her up.
Oh yeah, that would be unfortunate.
That'd be pretty cool though, actually. Not gonna lie. If she dies, she has to die cool. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like that dying that way is kind of like a bitch way to die. You're not going out in like a hail of glory. You're just like, just diced up with like space magic and shit.
There is zero shot they kill a character that's not wearing full armor in some gory way. Zero shot.
That would be sick.
It does not exist in Destiny games. Even when the speaker got beaten to death, all we saw was his faceplate.
I mean, the only person that we saw like literally dying in front of us was Cave, and it was okay because he was a robot technically.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there wasn't blood anywhere. You want to know a funny story? You know how I don't like lore that much?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know the speaker was dead until like year 2 of Destiny.
Jesus, Greener. It's literally one of the main cinematics in the
I
thumbnail of
remember him getting beat up
He-
by Gaul, but I don't remember
he-
like paying attention
Greener
enough
skips.
to realize that he died.
Okay.
Greener
Okay,
skips
first-
all cutscenes. It's fun.
First
He
of all,
turns
it
the
wasn't-
music off.
That's
It
true.
wasn't Gaul that killed
See, look.
the speaker.
Okay.
It was his advisor or
Yeah.
his captain or whatever. He was sick of Gaul just speaking to the speaker about the traveler and not doing anything. So it was like, okay, enough of this tomfoolery. Just kills him, and Gaul then kills his captain. I was like, oh, screw you, man. I was having fun, and then just goes on and gets the light.
Anyway, yeah. So I always thought that was funny. That I never really knew until probably somebody said it afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, did he die there?" Like,
Actually, there's one piece of lore in
You can
the
find his
Destiny
mask in the
universe.
tower, or his house in the tower. One of the two.
I remember him being a D1. Was he important?
I mean, you went to him a few times for
Rex
for
just
mission-
puts his
for-
head
for,
down.
for quests and missions.
I
And
remember.
he was the first person you interact with, or one of the first people you interact with when you go to the.
I
towers
remember
and you
going
guard it.
up like a set of stairs. Is that
Mhm.
the guy at the top of the like?
Yeah, he had the big
stairs there?
globe behind him.
I don't
The
remember
big
that much.
spinny. Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's okay. All right, Rex. I see you shaking your head, but listen, I played Destiny 1. I played the main story. I did Vault of Glass one time with a bunch of random people, and then I never played the game again. So I played for like a maximum of 20 hours back in 2014, and I never touched it again. It's not unmistakable for me to not know the story of
Oh.
Destiny 1.
You're on
all right?
record as hating lore. I know. I understand.
Mhm.
It's not that I hate lores. I find Destiny lore, the way they present it, incredibly boring. So they probably got a great story and all that shit. I'm not interested in reading it though. Okay? I want them to tell me the story. That's it. I want them to tell me the story. There's only one game I've ever played where reading the lore was interesting to me, and it was Bloodborne. Some of the best lore that any game has ever made, and it was some of the most intricate like story weaving that I've ever read, and it was incredible. So unless you have the best story in the world or the best lore in the world, making me read it, no, not interested.
I mean, Reader, if you don't want to read it, there's also
I'm not watching
videos
Bife.
on YouTube.
Okay.
have to watch
Okay.
Bife.
Balin Games.
Yeah. but
Merlin-
they're
Merlin
both
game,
good. Yeah.
There was
I'm-
also another YouTuber who posted the entire story of Destiny since its creation to Lightfall, and it's only what?
I
4 hours
watched
and
a
half?
video
hours.
recently so I would understand more. Okay, it was 2.5 hours long. It told me the story all the way up to Witch Queen, which I knew half of it. And I watched the whole thing for this specific purpose, so I would understand a little bit more of stuff that was going on. They didn't mention the speaker dying, so
But do you know the story of Dredgen Yor and Shin Malfur? Some of the really good deep lore stuff.
no. The video I watched was here's the main story. Here's what happened. Here's how the Awoken were made. Here's how Mara died. Here's how and then there was shit after taking King. Blah blah blah. There was other stuff, and and then they went into the Red War and told the story of that, which I know the big key points to most of that, obviously except for the speaker, but anyway, and I pay more attention now. Because I am far more interested in Destiny in year 3, 4, and 5 than I was in year 1 and 2. I played the game back then like kind of out of obligation, but now I actually enjoy it. So it's different. So I'm getting more into it, but I still don't read the lore books. I'm sorry.
I do read the lore books, but I don't take the lore nearly as seriously as I did when I first played the game, mostly because there's been too many cycles of here's a big bad enemy that you defeat in a strike over and over and over again. And it kind of deflates my sense of accomplishment in beating some of those enemies.
Mhm.
So I enjoy them, but it's not Nowadays, whenever I see them, even if they're cool, I'm not gonna be one that's gonna get teary-eyed or just be like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!" That's not me, because they've disappointed me too many times with cool bad guys. That it's just like, whatever. That's cool, but I'll see you on the strike playlist here in a couple of months.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I never particularly liked. One of the things you'll notice in World of Warcraft, for example, is they give you like an expansion storyline, and then you always have to go into a raid to defeat the big boss, like in every single one. And I think that's the proper way of doing it. But Bungie is so scared of alienating their players that don't participate in things like raids.
But they did it. They did it with Taken King.
Mm-hmm.
You defeat orcs in the story. You get a satisfying ending, even though he does his little smirk when he disappears and fades out or whatever at the end. And then you actually whoop him in the raid, right? But you don't have to do the raid to get the story completed, right?
Well, why don't they do that anymore?
I don't know.
Destiny 2, they they're catering a bit more to the casual gamer, which is fine in different ways. But like, I can solo Savathun. The fuck? Like, why? Right. How is that not like? And I understand they did drive the story forward by doing Vow the Disciple, with the Witness and Rolk and all that. And I guess that was better. That was better than, something like DSC, which didn't drive the story anywhere. Like,
just brought Taniks back for the 43rd time.
Yeah, to kill again. Anyway, and then, so I guess I don't know what we're getting in this next raid, but yeah, I wish they would stick a little bit more. Like I just remember specifically lots of things. Wrath of the Lich King. To beat the Lich King, you had to do a fucking raid. It was the same with Cataclysm and Deathwing and probably every other expansion after that. Like, they were all killed in the raid, and there was a storyline in the raid. Like an actual storyline that you'd follow through the raid, and then you'd kill the boss, and then you'd win. And even before the raid is ready, because they're never ready on launch, typically, they release the game, and then there's patches that come out, and then it's like, here's a heroic dungeon that will lead you to getting an item that will get you into the heroic dungeon in the next patch. And there's a storyline for it. And then you do that again, and then the raid is released with that. So this is like 3 months after the launch. You've had a whole storyline to get yourself all the way to the raid to defeat the big bad. But Destiny's not interested in that. So I swear to God, if I could solo the Witness in a mission at the end of the final shape, I'm just gonna fucking throw my computer out the window.
All right, so challenge article. Yeah, is that where we're at?
Well, technically we were still talking about the trailer and we got way off track. I did want to say one thing specific. Like, I've never watched a Destiny trailer more than once. This trailer has got me so fucking hyped for Lightfall. I don't know what there is about it. I don't know why. Not being a lore hound, this shit shouldn't matter to me. But that trailer, and I don't know what that song is that they used, but they fucking nailed this trailer. The marketing for Bungie for Lightfall has been so on point and unbelievable that it's gotta be, they've gotta have a marketing team from Sony now that's doing this, right? Like, there's no way that the same people that have done the marketing for Beyond Light and Witch Queen are the same people that are doing the marketing for Lightfall. I don't believe it. There's nobody that can tell me that's true.
I watched the trailer once on my phone with the sound turned down a little bit.
Which one?
The launch trailer, probably?
The launch trailer, yeah.
For Witch Queen or this one?
This one.
Oh, no, because I've watched it once. I was like, wait. Let me just go back because I need to watch some shots again. Like, what exactly is happening here?
I'm going to tell you, I'm a Sony fanboy. I always have been ever since the PlayStation 1. I live and die for these state of plays. I did not watch the rest of that state of play for at least 45 minutes as I kept rewinding it and watching it over and taking screenshots and posting them on Twitter and posting them in the Discord and then rewinding it again and watching it. It was good trailer.
Success.
It was a good trailer.
I watched the trailer once, and I watched the Ghost and Guardian get chopped up 5,000 times because that's approximately how many times that little clip showed up on Twitter.
It was important. I did post a screenshot of that. I didn't post the clip, though.
The fact that there's a looping gif of that poor ghost just flying to pieces and going back together and flying to pieces and going back together, a little obscene.
Anyway, I just wanted to say I thought it was a really good trailer. I think their marketing this year is on point.
They've always been very good about generating hype, even when they've had kind of derpy trailers. There's still been lots of good material around it that gets a good chunk of the community hyped up. I think.
Maybe I'm just starting to fall for it now or something. I don't know. I've been embedded into the community for so long, but I've never been this hyped for an expansion. And I'm pretty, I feel really confident that it's not going to be as good as Witch Queen, yet I don't care. And I'm more hyped for it than I was Witch Queen.
It's all going to come down to how Strand does for me, but
yeah.
If it works good, great. If it's buggy as shit, then I'll just be like,
my concern was initially Beyond Light wise, when they made Stasis, they had to do all this extra work to make sure that Stasis worked everywhere in the game, and then the content suffered. There was no content for Beyond Light. So Strand, new subclass, definitely fucking with the game. My brain went to the same spot. It's okay, so are we gonna suffer issues with content with Lightfall due to the fact that they had to focus so heavily on this?
I hate to be a downer about this kind of stuff, but there's a pattern with Bungie, and the fact that they're getting rid of your entire install and giving you basically a whole new game has me a little worried. I'm gonna admit, but like I'm telling everybody in Anarchy, all I'm doing is setting my expectations low enough that the bar for me to be pleasantly surprised is also very low. All right. That's all.
I'm okay with that. And typically they do, I would agree with you on the fact that they have a pattern, but Beyond Light, our Shadowkeep and Beyond Light both sucked.
No, hold on. No, hold on.
So there was two expansions in a row.
No, okay, no. Wait, hold on, Green.
Okay, he better not fight for Shadowkeep. Please fight for Beyond Light.
No. You can't put Shadowkeep and Beyond Light on the same boat. Let's be honest, Shadowkeep was the worst yearly expansion that Destiny brought on.
Yep.
Curse of Osiris!
Well, that wasn't a yearly expansion.
I said yearly, so...
I mean, it had 2.5 hours of content. It might as well have been a yearly expansion.
But yeah, Shadowkeep was just overshadowed by this. Oh, Bungie finally moved on from Battle.net to Steam. More freedom. We don't have Activision behind our backs anymore. Yay! Here's our fully fledged first yearly expansion without any help from Activision, and it blows.
Yeah,
it just burned. It just crashed and burned.
There was just no content.
There wasn't. They learned from it eventually. They learned. Beyond Light, yeah, I do remember that Beyond Light when it came out, Bungie were very very cautious about giving people this extra power, and people were seeing those crystals and oh, we can jump on the crystals. Oh my god, the out of bounds community is gonna be so overly crazy about this. People are gonna find so many exploits and gonna get out of the map. And how many years have passed? 2 for now, and people barely use stasis to do that. To get out of the map with the crystals?
Listen, Beyond Light, 2/3 of Beyond Light's content was having to unlock stasis a second and third time.
Yeah.
Also true.
Yeah. True. That's true. But think about Shadowkeep sometimes. Shadowkeep reused a patrol zone from Destiny 1. It gave us one strike and one shitty raid. That's literally all the content in a yearly
Yeah.
expansion. That's
True.
It had a couple good
brutal.
exotic, some decent exotics at the time.
Somebody's watching this video screaming that Garden is a great raid right now.
Garden sucks.
GOS is terrible. And second,
Look.
you can argue for Beyond Light because we got a new subclass. But listen, here's a couple things you need to think about. We got a new subclass. We got one short, fun but short raid, and we got one strike. But we got a couple Empire hunts, which mimicked missions from the main
Right.
story. So
Yeah.
they
We
were
get the-
they were kind of like mini strikes. But
Greener,
that's all
I'm
the
sorry.
content. No. You have
Sorry,
to wait.
Greener.
No.
We got 2 strikes.
What's the other strike?
We got Glassway and the whole City of Darkness, where we go inside of the Savathun's like small city.
That's not in Beyond Light. He's talking about Beyond Light.
No, he talked about. Didn't he talk about? Oh, never mind. Yeah, only 1 strike. I'm
Yeah,
confusing.
Beyond Light. Okay, so my point was,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
you
correct.
had Shadowkeep, you had
Glassway.
Beyond Light. Those were that was the content that we got. And then we got Witch Queen, right? Witch Queen, you know, a pretty good raid. I like VOTD. We can have different opinions. That's fine. We got 2 strikes. We got an amazing campaign, and over the year we got basically three new subclasses. Like that was, I know they reused old stuff, but like in reality, when you're looking at the content side by side, like Witch Queen was incredible compared to either one of those two. And I've been worried that, you know, we're not going to get that caliber level from Lightfall as we did Witch Queen.
Well, the patrol zone hasn't suffered because it's. I think they said it's in size to Europa and the Throne World.
You're right, and a new patrol zone. And I forgot to mention Europa. That was new too, at least. At least it wasn't reused like Shadowkeeps.
True. Yeah.
It wasn't even new. So Shadowkeep was even
Also-
worse because we at least we got a new patrol zone for.
But going back,
Light.
to something that you said, Greener, and this is to everybody who's watching this. Garden of Salvation thematically looks great. In terms of a raid, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's just awful. I'm sorry. If you actually like the raid, I'm really sorry, but it's technically it's a bad raid. I'm really sorry.
There's only one raid I did less than GOS, and it was Crown of Sorrow.
Garden of Salvation has a pretty skybox and 2 views that look nice. The idea that it's the most beautiful raid is the most overblown bullshit I've ever heard. Thank you.
Amen.
All right, we're gonna move on from that because we talked about it way too much. Yeah, we're out of time. Let's go. No. We've actually only been recording for 56 minutes because Gato was so late. So we've got 4 minutes to go over the rest of the TWAB.
So difficulty.
bringing back the challenge.
Difficulty changes.
I wanted to go to the TWAB first, to be honest.
Okay.
So quickly, they talked about the rank up system, and then they gave us a link to a PlayStation, or not a rank up system, but the commendation system. And then they gave us a link to the PlayStation blog, and there was a couple of details on a PlayStation blog that I just wanted to mention. Destiny 2's new commendation system will let players compliment fire team members after an event or activity has ended. Example commendations include Joybringer, Selfless, and Playmaker, with each used to recognize positive qualities of gameplay and teamwork. Earning commendations will not only access the upper echelons of Guardian ranks with, as far as we know, at this point, give you nothing other than standing. It will also let you know that you are a good person.
Guardian ranks are tied to mod unlocks, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did not know that. I must have.
People. We like regular players that we already have most of the stuff done and unlocked. Instead of starting at like rank 1, like most Guardians who just started the game, they said that we are probably going to start in like rank 6 to 7.
6.
So
6 as high as you can go because you get reset to 6 at the end of at the beginning of every season. So that's where we're going to end up. That was my next point. Anyway, well, actually, it's my second next point. There's a little video that accompanied this blog, if you didn't read it, and there was actually 5 different choices, but they didn't tell us what the other 2 were. So I'm not sure. So we got Joybringer, Selfless, Playmaker, and then there's 2 more. It may have been announced somewhere, but I never saw it or seen it. And this, it goes on to mention, what Gatto just said. Most people that have been playing the game forever will start off at rank 6. Also, if you haven't been playing the game forever, as long as you get up to rank 6 in a single season, the following season you'll get reset only back to 6, and then you have to regrind for your levels again each season. Okay, that's it. Witch Queen expansion is free until the 26th. If you haven't played it, go play it. You can get all the exotics for Lightfall. You have 2 days. Have fun. There was Crucible changes. Platinum. Sorry, if you're an Adept or an Ascendant next season, you will be able to, after you finish your placements, you'll be able to be put into Platinum, and you won't have to...
Not that it matters, because it's not a ladder system. The ladder system is a lie. It's just skill-based matchmaking.
Okay. Then there was something here about everybody not liking Rift and Showdown, so they are going to pull it out. Not pull it out completely, but they're going to make it so it shows up less in the rotator. Okay, Survival is going to show up 2 out of 3 times, and Rift and Showdown will split the other 1/3. So essentially, you're not going to get it very off 15% of the time. I don't know if that's accurate, but Rift and Showdown show up
close enough.
33% of the time, 50% of the time. Sorry, that was a joke, but you get the idea. You can gild Glorious title by reaching Adept Division, as well as a number of other Crucible triumphs. Overall, we increased the weight of Javelin 4, Endless Veil, Alter Flame in the competitive division, and removed Disjunction.
Good, all good.
And they removed Disjunction in Cathedral of Dusk from the rotation entirely. Those are bad, I guess.
Those long maps are not terribly enjoyable. No.
So Disjunction. Which one's Disjunction?
That's the new one. That's on the Throne World.
That's the new one. That's what I thought. And what's Cathedral of Dusk?
That's the one that's on the Leviathan.
Yeah. The Dreadnought. Yeah.
That's what I meant. Was a Dreadnought. I'm sorry. I said Leviathan. I meant Dreadnought.
I was gonna say, because there is a map on the Leviathan who still hasn't been removed, but
isn't in rotation. Yeah.
I just got a notification from the PlayStation Store that says get a fire team together and take back the light. From February.
You gotta do it, man.
From February. Wait, hold on. Take back
Are you getting distracted?
No. This is important because it says take back the light from February 23rd to the 27th. I literally just read off to everybody that it's free until the 26th, but this notification says, I guess you guys can't see this, but chat can.
That's the wrong screen.
It's okay. I'm showing. Okay. Oh, I'm showing both. Look at that. Anyway, here, this is for you. 23rd to the 27th, but the TWAB says to the 26th. So you guys might have an extra day. Not much of an extra day because Destiny goes down on the 27th. Anyway, might be up till Monday.
All right.
Might be up till Monday, not Sunday. No guarantees. You didn't hear it here first.
I mean, it's going down at reset on Monday.
Yeah,
I believe, right?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Knowing Bungie, the API will crash and burn a couple hours before then.
All right, Season 20 is introducing the no swap modifier. So if you swap an exotic, you lose your ability energy.
Most importantly, you lose your super. So all you Raiju harness swapping mother, you know who you are. Get fucked.
Okay. It only says ability energy here, though.
I will assume that it's also going to reset your super. So if you're in the middle of a trials match and you get your super and you're on arc staff and you want to swap like Raijus, you'll have nothing rather than 2 minutes of just running around beating people to death with a stick.
Okay. I guess we'll find out for sure, but yeah, the post literally says, in activities with not swap, if you exchange your exotic armor during a match, all of your ability energy is removed. I would assume that your super is an ability. So
Well, you lose when you swap your subclass. You also lose your super. So that's what they're comparing it to.
Okay, perfect. Blah 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 blah. Nothing. All right. Embrace. Okay, so they gave us this really cool like a system about what our artifact. Sorry.
Artifact mods.
Artifact mods coming, and then some of the stuff that you have now. That affect here. Artifact mods are now artifact perks. They're passive and they don't have a slot. They don't have to slot them into armor pieces. We knew that. 12 perks are unlockable per character. We knew that. Anti-champion weapons on artifacts can be overcharged on higher difficulty activities. That was detailed on the other post. Anyway, to accommodate these changes, Artifice Armor now has a unique mod slot that grants 3 additional points. We heard about that in the future. The change is retroactive to all Artifice Armor. I wasn't sure if we actually got official confirmation.
They said it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes, they did. Yeah. Right. I wouldn't have spent as much time in Master Keitel.
Yeah.
If not for that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so column 1 is so for the future, at least for season 20, they put a bunch of column 1 stuff in here that was all related to modifying your weapons to be anti-champions. So basically, it's all this stuff, anti-barrier sidearms, pulse rifles, overload bows, unstoppable scout rifles, automatic overload. Wait, what's that? Auto fire. Fuck, auto rifles suck. But okay, yeah, that's perfect. Number 2 were subclass or mostly subclass mods for Solar, Strand, Void, and then there was grenades and whatever. Or multi-siphon grants access to armor mods in your helmet that combined the effect of Strand Siphon mod with Solar Siphon mods and Void Siphon mods. So I guess you can do all of them.
You can create orbs off all of them.
On your brain, yeah. So column 3 kind of led into the Solar Search, the Void Volatile stuff from last week, some of the Untangler stuff, which is Strand, and then seasonal perk boosts, and some orb stuff. So I'm going through this quickly. Nothing was overly like, oh my god, except for the Void channeling in column 5 looked really interesting to me.
Bricks from the Beyond
and
sounds pretty nice.
The prismatic transfer. The what?
Bricks from Beyond.
Defeating a powerful combatant with a Void weapon has a chance to generate heavy ammo for you. Okay, yeah, that's better. I don't like the word. Chance. But
the one of all of these all columns is in column 5 and it's Rain of Fire Bolts, and it allows you to have a second firebolt grenade charge, and that's not because firebolt grenades are cool, right? It's because they're now setting the precedent that it's cool to duplicate exotic armor effects, because there's a bunch of armor that double things just with your mods. So it's interesting to me that they're breaching that like exotic armor barrier just with mods now, and it makes me excited to see what else is going to be around.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Bricks from Beyond, we just mentioned the Void. Flare Up is firebolt grenades and Scorch. Origin Hones is more perks bonus. Allied Unraveling is more Strand stuff. We'll have to really see how that works with Strand. Counterweave, same thing. It has to do with Strand. And then I guess we'll read off the column 5 because it's probably the best ones. So Stranded Reach, again, more Strand stuff. And then, Rec just went over Rain of Fireballs, which sounds good. Then the Void Weapon Channeling, where you gain temporary bonus to Void Weapons after you damage a target with a Void Weapon while at least one of your Void abilities is charged. And the more your abilities are charged, the more damage bonus you get. So it was just an interesting thought process. Medieval champion. It sounds like glaives can overload stuff. Psh.
Glaives can unstop and swords can overload.
Okay. All right. I guess I didn't read enough. I wasn't interested. And then prismatic transfer. I was wondering about prismatic transfer. So basically, it says if somebody casts a super on your team that has a different subclass than you get a bonus damage. So I need to know if I'm void and I'm in my partner's solar well, do I get the well bonus and the prismatic transfer bonus? Are they going to stack? That's what I want to know.
Depends on what kind of damage bonus they are, probably. Whether or not it's the same kind of bonus as like a Radiant or a Well or a Font of Might, or how it's getting applied, because we know that typically when they're the same kind of effect, only the most powerful one is in effect.
Okay, all damage bonuses should stack. Just saying.
Well, they don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sad. Okay, so the next part on it was the champion stuff was all stuff that they detailed in the Build Crafting Evolved article that we went over last week. So we're not going to go over it again. And they'd mentioned on here that they do, in fact, plan on doing Lightfall Legendary campaign, but they are changing the scaling.
Slightly easier. Yeah.
So it's not so the enemies aren't as much of a bullet sponge in 2 and 3, yeah, 2 and 3 fire teams. But that's about it. Free Throne World tours. Oh, that's Witch Queen, available for free. See, it says February 26th at 11:59 p.m.
On Xbox, on PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation does go to the 27th. Get fucked, Xbox. Losers. So the notification was right. All right. Remember Lightfall 24-hour downtime starting at 9 a.m. PST on the 27th. If you don't know that, it's your own fault for not paying attention. Get all your seasonal rewards, claim them out. I did want to point out, and I'm going to put the link in the description below. At the bottom of the TWAB, there's this Deepstone Lullaby cover on a violin. The video itself, I don't find very good. I think it was very poorly done, but the violin cover of the song was really nice.
You need to scroll down just a little bit and click on play under Shake It Emperor.
Oh, you mean, okay. I already tweeted that earlier this week.
I'm watching it right now.
And I literally put, I'm pretty sure, my tweet was, I'm pretty sure I hate this, but I can't stop watching it.
Great.
And yeah, it's a spider tank with Callus's face on it, and it's dancing. For anybody that hasn't seen it.
To a tune that is remarkably close to Baby Got Back.
Sorry, I have to answer a message.
Fix it in post.
No. All right, that's the TWAB. Only 12 minutes.
Back?
Only 12 minutes over. If everyone has time to go over it, we can. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I didn't write anything down for this. I just figured we go. Well, I was kind of looking at it, and I was looking at the basics of the high difficulty activities. So, essentially, what they're going to do is they're going to be implementing for Nightfalls what they did for the seasonal activity this season, probably some other season, I don't know. But Hero -5, Legend -15, Master -20, Grandfall Master -25, which I thought was actually interesting because Master is only going to be slightly easier than Grandmaster now, which is just not the case at the moment. You can fucking just roll through Master like it's nothing.
You can over level for it now.
Yeah, exactly. We
Yeah.
won't be able to over level for it, and Legend not going to be hard. -15 is not that bad, but it's still going to be way more of a challenge than it is now. So that's definitely interesting. Match game was removed, but they did mention mismatch shields will take 50% less damage across the whole game. So we are getting rid of match game, which is I'm not super mad about the 50% because with match game on, it's like 1% of the damage normally. So, you can still do better if you match up the elements, but it's not.
Or if you have any crispy adaptive munitions weapons in your vault right now.
There you go. All right, burns and high-level activities will split into surges and threats. Surges increase outgoing damage. Surges increase elemental damage by 25%. Surges for high-level difficulties change every season based around featured damage types. So these are going to be like the Nightfall modifiers, is what they were talking about. So basically we get surges, which are elemental damage increases. We get threats, which is the damage coming from the enemies. Which is 25%, and I think right now currently that the burn is 50%.
Yep. For incoming damage, it's 50. Yes.
For
so
incoming,
half. Yeah.
it's 25 for outgoing. So we're still getting our 25 outgoing, but they're decreasing the burn on us. So
the
that was
interesting
cool.
thing to me for this is that now, right now, they're usually the same, right? If there's a burn, it's outgoing, incoming, same element. Now there's potential for them to be different, which I think is cool.
Yeah, I think that's cool as well. High-level activities are going to feature overcharged weapons. So basically, an overcharged weapon deals 25% more damage. Kinetic damage is also going to be increased by 25% if you're using the surging subclass. Overcharged weapons can come from several sources currently. Weapons per activity. Weapons featured as champion counters on a seasonal artifact. So there's going to be different swaps for different... So we're going to be able to... We're going to have a lot more choices, basically, long story short, going into Nightfalls than we do now.
I don't know if you read the forums. If you read the forums, it's all doom and gloom. Everything's going to be too hard. Bungie's dictating our loadouts even harder than they were before.
That's the complete opposite of what I'm reading here.
Right. No, yeah.
So guys on Reddit, listen, if you're watching this, fuck right off. You're so fucking irritating and stupid. How's that? That's what I think.
Farms where most of it's happening right
this
now,
literally is good. Yes, they're capping our power, but listen, Grandmaster's already capped at minus 25, right? And we all do Grandmasters. We're getting less damage increase incoming, and we're going to have more opportunity to use the weapons that we want. What are you not reading here?
We've been marching towards not being able to overlevel activities all year.
Yeah.
The Witch Queen telegraphed that as soon as the campaign dropped. So you had to know that was coming.
Anyway, all right, dumb. Overcharges and surges do not stack. So overcharged weapons don't get the damage if you're also surging. So you can't get 50%. You can only get 25. Sorry, this was work. All right, combatants are harder to stagger, though. And their health has been increased across the board. This is to compensate for surge and overcharge. Just fine. What's not changing? Equipment is still locked. Okay, cool. Master is still available on... Oh, wait, sorry. Matchmaking is still available on Hero, but closed on Legend Master and Grandmaster Nightfalls. Oh, yeah, they're getting rid of Adept. I don't know if I read that earlier. But they are. Champion availability remains the same. Modifiers that affect enemy types. Yes. Okay, cool. Grandmaster revive limitations. Wipe conditional. Schedule stay the same. Beautiful. All right. Well, now they got burns versus surge.
They're just showing you how the math works.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're interested, go read the formula.
Okay, I've just been told I'm not allowed to read it. Okay, cool. High score. They changed this to, instead of 100,000, you need to get 200,000 over multiple runs. So basically, it's easy now. Well, it was easy before.
Also,
you have to do more of it, though. But
you have to. You also, in order to get your score, you got to actually play the thing.
Okay, yeah. Did people not play them before?
No, people speedrun this stuff all the time.
Oh, okay, that's what
you're gonna have to actually play it now in order to get all your points.
Yeah.
To get your rewards.
The thing is, you can play it on the lowest difficulty now if you wanted to get your pinnacle, whereas before you were never able to. So they talk about the strike refreshes again. Like a Shadow's arms dealer. Expect them to be harder and less sparrow friendly. So that sounds to me like arms dealer isn't going to allow us to bypass that the outdoor portion. And Lake of Shadows likely will not let you just speed all the way to. Wait, you couldn't anyway because of the building. Okay, maybe they're just referencing arms dealer. Wait, can you put your sparrow on after you start defeating the blights? in Lake of Shadows?
I don't believe so.
And just speed through that area to the end of the next one?
They already changed it so you have to kill all the blights anyway.
Okay.
But you can put your spare on there, yes, and speed through. You can actually skip a big chunk of the dam because you can, if you're fast enough, you can get through the door that normally closes itself.
So last week I made the mistake of saying that they were also reworking Exodus Crash and the Inverted Spire, but then we kind of figured out that they weren't. They were just removing them from the ops, from the Nightfall rotation completely. But it did say this specifically says we are working on adjusting other strikes like Exodus Crash and the Inverted Spire. So they eventually might come back into the Nightfall rotation, but they're removed from the Nightfall rotation and they've been significantly reduced on the regular Vanguard Ops playlist. Because I guess Bungie just does not like those two strikes at all. I'm actually not sure what's wrong with Exodus Crash. There's nothing. That doesn't seem like can't speed through it. It's not like it's time gated in that room with the orbs. Like,
Glass room is a pain in the ass.
Which seems to be what they're all about. Like, yeah, like that doesn't seem like anyway. I understand the Inverted Spire. You could speedrun that thing. There's nothing that stops you at any point, except for the first door. You need to kill the enemies in that room. That's it. Anyway, Vanguard Ops playlist. So this mentions the Battlegrounds and the Heist Battlegrounds becoming part of the Ops playlist. The playlist is now power disabled like Gambit and Crucible. I did not read that. What? So strikes...
You can't overlevel them, right?
The playlist is now power disabled. Oh. Wait, so that means everybody's the same level going into that? That's different. Power disabled is different than not over leveling. I mean, you still can't over level, but
it means you won't have it just says this means you won't have a damage advantage over enemies or them upon you. Basically, you and your enemy will be on.
It means that when I do a strike, I have to do it at the level that Bungie is dictating.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, but I just wasn't expecting to read it that way. I don't know why. For some reason, it's like power disabled completely. Does that mean I can go in really low?
Yeah.
So I can go to any strike I want, whenever I want, and it'll be just as hard as if I'm, 1850. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I guess we'll see when it happens if I'm annoyed that strikes are harder than I want them to be. All right, daily rotators and weekly singes have been removed and replaced with 1 random weekly surge, 1 random daily threat. Ooh, daily threat, cool. Switches every day. And 1 daily random modifier, best of collection. Subtle foes, lightning crystals, and more. I don't know what those are. Sounds interesting.
Sound new.
Something new. I wonder what you have to use. Do you have to use the weekly surge probably to get your pinnacle?
It says down there. I think it's the weekly for challenges, Vanguard challenges. Yeah, it says a little lower.
Okay. Okay, cool. Vanguard Ops scoring, not too worried about that. It's going to be scoring differently, everybody. Vanguard challenges, yeah, complete Vanguard activities using Surging subclass. That's the and then complete 5 activities. A single Grandmaster Nightfall completes this challenge. Nice. So I'm going to have to do one of them. Nightfalls are dark and full of terrors. What is this part? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that
Nightfalls are getting a tad more challenging to the point where you think twice before jumping into one without a proper build. So Battlegrounds will slowly become part of the Nightfall playlist. We knew that. This includes following seasons, 2 surges available. Threats dependent on Nightfall features, 1 overcharge weapon. Yeah, this is all the same thing. It's all the same. Oh, wait, look at this. Master and Grandmaster are both 1840. So why is there even a Master? Oh, okay. So it's 1840, but it's still only minus 20s you, whereas Grandmaster minus 25s you. Okay, yep. All right. Maximum effectiveness is 1820, whereas Grandmaster's is 1815. Okay, cool. And this is where it mentions you need 200,000 points over multiple activities. This one was... I read it and I was like, does that mean what I think it means? So it says master raids and dungeons get the power delta treatment. We know the master difficulty experience for dungeons and raids had its flaws, so we're making a few changes that those looking for a challenge should certainly find appealing. So it says 1 overcharge weapon, 2 surges, no threat modifier. Combatants don't have increased health or stagger resistance. We want to bring them in line with other master experiences without the need to build craft towards surges or overcharges. So I don't see any reference of power capping here.
I'm assuming it's going to be in line with all the others because everything else is the
But
same.
why wouldn't they write it on here? See, it says we also tune the health pulse to completely ignore elemental build crafting. You'll experience day 1 raid-like combat difficulty. So that makes me think, okay, so they are doing it. But then it says after that, you can choose elemental or overcharge bonuses to... You'll experience day 1 raid-like combat difficulty. Maybe they're telling us day 1 raid-like combat difficulty because it says then after that you can choose elemental or overcharge bonuses to make it easier. Additionally, what does after that mean? After day 1? Are they just telling us that we're good? I don't know. Additionally, the threat modifier has been turned off in raids and dungeons so that enemies won't be doing more damage than on day 1.
They're just saying that if you don't build into elemental build crafting, you can choose elemental or overcharge bonuses to make it easier if you don't like how hard it is. That's all they're saying right there.
Okay.
I think.
Anyway, I'm interested to see if we're getting capped and what the caps are going to be.
I would presume that we're being capped the same as
Master or
elsewhere.
Grandmaster?
Yeah. At Master.
So minus 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's huge.
So
if they're doing, honestly, like, I'm for most of these changes, but I'm not going to be doing any master raids if I'm capped at minus 20 below. Not interested in that at all. It's not fun. I don't know what anyone else's thoughts on that are, but I'm not
I don't have a problem with it.
It's not appealing to me. I like being able to over level at least for something, and raids were one of them. I don't know. Without that, you never get the feeling of being, powerful. Leave my master raids and master dungeons alone.
I would say try it while building into
these
overcharges and surges, and then make a decision. The main the thing that's going to be interesting is that if you have to build into the overcharge and surges to feel like you're powerful enough to do this stuff with any little bit of ease, that could be different throughout the week or every time it's in rotation. Who knows? So it might be a different experience every single time. Well, I can't do it on Void this time because that's not the surge. I got to do it on Arc or Solar or Strand or whatever,
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'll look at it, I suppose. All right. Anyway, we're done with this. And the last thing is no activity left behind. So they're really going all in on this. So they're doing lost sectors. There's like a list here of stuff. Even nightmares, empire hunts, campaign weekly missions, all there, all the same, -5, -15, -20. Dares of Eternity and Wellspring are getting, the overcharge and and the surges and the threats. And the seasonal battleground playlists. Hero difficulty -5 power. That's all it says. No overcharged weapons. So there's some differences, but overall it's mostly the same. And then the rewards are different. We get more rewards. So somebody sounds disappointed. Yeah, quite a bit more from the looks of it. Heroic is gonna. more chance of prisms and cores, and then legends. You get a small chance for an ascendant shard, and then 2 enhancement prisms, and a medium chance to get another one. Master is guaranteed 1 ascendant shard now, and a small chance of 2, and then you get 2 prisms and a chance of 2 more. And then Grandmaster is 1 plus a really high chance of getting 2, and then 4 prisms with the potential of getting 6.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
When's the last time you were excited to receive an enhancement prism?
Never.
When's the last time you had to delete enhancement prisms to claim enhancement prisms?
Yesterday.
Like every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't delete them. I just I masterwork
level
useless
them up
armor.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what's missing here? No mention of being able to go 26 lost sectors in a row. 26 lost sectors in a row. Without a single exotic drop!
Somebody's excited today.
They say they're going
You're
to
right.
monitor it, but here's your enhancement prism.
I would have to agree with him on the whole
Big
loss.
L, huge L.
It should
Come on,
guarantee like the loss sector thing. I agree with 100%. Because
Well-
I haven't done 26. I've done 11 and still not gotten one. So
I've never done more than 5 without getting exotic. Now listen, yeah, do you do regular exotic farming that way, or are you just worried about getting seasonal stuff?
No. I have tried to go do regular exotic farming and went 26
Okay. All right.
platinum rewards, lost sectors in a row, where all I got was glimmer and planetary materials.
Okay. All right. We get it. So the reason I asked that is because they had mentioned in something somewhere recently that there's going to be new ways to get the exotic stuff from this year, and not just have to do lost sectors.
If you're gonna allow me to deterministically farm for something, let me deterministically farm for something that isn't glimmer and planetary materials. Damn it!
Okay.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, good saint. Apologies.
Oh, no,
I got
you're
fired
good.
up.
No, lost sectors have been I haven't been a fan of them for a while either. So I'm right there with you on this.
I only do them when I have to. We should probably finish up
But
there.
one thing I am curious about, just in regards to lost sectors specifically, when they're saying like overcharges and surges, it says lost sectors feature 20 plus combat delta rather than -15 and -20. So does that mean they're bumping us up by 20 levels to do those?
I saw that too, but I didn't read it yet. Available legend and master difficulties, lost sector feature +20 combat delta rather than -15 or -20.
So are they giving us 20 levels?
No, it sounds like we're able to over level ourselves for them.
Okay.
I think that's what
Gotcha.
that means.
Okay.
So we're gonna be able to over level ourselves for lost sectors, which we can now.
Yeah.
So no change. Oh wait, you can only +20. So if you got up to 40 or whatever, which some people do, then it don't matter.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't really get that right away, but now that I'm reading it, I totally do. And yeah, they should tell us that we get a +20 for master raids. I'm just saying.
Nice try.
Did I hear the other day that they're? Did we talk about this last week? Our planetary materials are useless once Lightfall hits?
They're being completely depreciated. Yeah,
Why can't I use them right now to get something?
you can glimmer,
No, I can only hold so much glimmer.
but then you should spend glimmer so you can buy more glimmer.
I have 40 fucking thousand planetary materials. What do I do with them?
Lose them, you hoarder. Delete them.
Just
Yep,
spend
you
them.
delete
Yeah.
them.
I can't spend them. Literally, I can only spend 1,000 of them, and then my inventory is full. What do I buy with Glimmer?
You buy.
I mean,
You could buy ships from the collections that you could then refund for Glimmer.
Can I buy anything for Glimmer that I can dismantle for legendary shards?
no.
The ships don't do that anymore.
I don't think they allow you to do that anymore, no.
That's so. Then give me something to do with my planetary materials that I saved up. Like
You're going to be able to hover over them in your inventory and hit the delete key.
I don't want to do that. I want something for them.
Well, too bad. We don't always get what we want.
Just give me one legendary shard for every planetary material I have.
I will give you 5,000 glimmer for 20.
No, I have 40,000 planetary materials. I want 40,000 legendary shards.
5,000 glimmer for 20 is the best I can do.
I hate you. What am I going to do with it? What about my Harroway pieces? Are they useless too?
No, I think they'll still be around. I don't think they're being completely depreciated.
I only have 150 of them.
You can trade those in for some glimmer as well.
All right.
Presumably, you can still go do bounties at. You can still go do the little weapon quests at Varix.
All right. We're gonna finish this. There's one last thing I wanted to mention. God was being awfully quiet today. He died. Anyway, no, last thing I wanted to mention is I actually put this up on Twitter, but if anybody didn't notice it, at the very bottom of the TWAB, there is 3 letters in the second final paragraph that are hyperlinked. It's the K, the E, and the E. And if you click on each one, there's a different picture of a cat that pops up. I only assume they're Bungie developer cats and not just random cats. But I thought that was interesting.
I thought there was something on every Bungie TWAB post that there's always a link somewhere.
I never noticed it before. I noticed it this week. I was like, hey, look at this. The K, the E, and the E, they all lead to different cat photos. So I thought that was cool. I don't know why. I was like, hey, is this an Easter egg? Did I determine?
This cat picture in the description box below.
There's what?
There's a link to your cat picture in the description box below. for the YouTube video.
I don't have a cat.
You gotta buy one.
More.
I'm lying. I have a cat. It's perfect. What? I like my cat. Her name is Boo Boo.
Well, how you said it's perfect, you didn't really sell it. You kind of like started with it, so you made.
Oh, okay. I meant it, by the way. Chat. I love my cat. She's 16, so she's probably gonna die soon, and that's gonna make me sad, but more specifically my wife, which is even more obsessed with Boo than I am. So that's gonna be a fun time. Although some cats live to be like 25, so maybe we still get some time with it. Who knows? We gotta really end this stream.
You got some winners, or are you going to put them in the description this time?
I'm just gonna put them in the description. We're run out of time. We're at 1 minute or 1 hour and 37 minutes. So plugs? Any plugs?
I would plug Crimson Days, but it's tomorrow, and people are already bowing their teams out because reasons.
What are the reasons?
Mostly work.
Nobody works on the weekends. They're lying. That's okay. Me and Gato are going to be playing.
That's why they're leaving. They're scared.
We've never won. I do really bad with bows.
We're going to be in it too.
Anyway, okay. So Crimson Days is tomorrow. If you're not playing, come watch. But if you have the ability to watch, you should be playing. So
you going to stream it?
Unlikely, but I'm going to tell people to stream it in the Discord. I was going to, but because the catastrophe stream is immediately afterwards, I don't want to go live and then turn it off and then go live again.
Sure. We got 18 teams. I think 3 of them have pulled out. So
that's still
there are
not
18
bad.
signups. So it's not bad at all.
Yeah. So Crimson Day is okay. We're doing a red light, green light tournament at some point. I've decided because that emote is fun. What do you think?
I can work that into something. Yeah.
All right, cool. I want to be the red light, green light guy. I've been practicing already how I turn the camera when it's green, and how I determine is I hit the red button and then I spin my camera around, which gives them, probably 200 to 300 milliseconds to stop, so they have time to stop. And if I turn my camera around just after the light turns red and I see them moving, then it's official. Like I saw them moving. So I've been practicing. It gives them just under, I don't know, a third of a second to see the light and stop before I see them. I don't know how we're all going to get them into the same fire team and do something like that. I guess Crucible levels.
Yeah, Crucible.
Or load people into a Crucible match, into a Rumble match, and when somebody's out, you'll just shoot them to death.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yes, you're dead. Boom. You're dead. Boom. Oh my God. I'm going to be like a real YouTuber. They do all that shit on like Fortnite. Like Simon Says, blah, blah, blah. My son watches that shit all the time on my TV, and I have to watch it. So it's just like, that's not where I got the idea, but that's funny that you said that because it just reminded me of it exactly. Anyway, that'll be fun. So yes, tomorrow, bow tournament, catastrophe stream, player of the week streams this week are on Monday. Plug, Saint.
I'll probably put a recruitment post out today. So go and upvote that, seeing as how we're only going to have 2 days before everything goes down to get as many people in here before Lightfall drops.
Indeed, the last one did okay, but let's get to 100 so we can give away that emblem.
Yep.
Streams on Monday, right?
Distant
Player of the
now.
week.
Yeah, player of the week streams are going to be on Monday this week. Monday. I don't know exactly when, but Monday. Probably the same times. Oh wait, I have a call at 12:30. Shit, I have to reschedule the EU one. Maybe we'll do it earlier. Anyway, Gatto, plug anything?
Just the Minecraft server, I guess.
Minecraft server again, which we're going to completely ignore within the next 3 days, but it will still be on regardless, and it is available for everybody.
Yep.
Is that Bedrock server still up? Do you know?
I don't follow the Bedrock guy.
Okay, there might be a Bedrock server in there too, if you can only play on Bedrock. But it was not community run, but I guess community run is what you call it. Was not run by the SGC, but a community member. So no quality assurance guaranteed, and we don't even know if it's running. I got nothing else to plug.
The Minecraft server that is run by us, it is Java, and it is assured to run. If it's not running, people can just message me right away, because it's not supposed to go down. It's supposed to be always continuously working, and if something's wrong, just message me and I'll get it fixed.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so thank you for watching episode 5 of This Week is Shrouded. We're going to take off. Next week, tune in, because we're going to have a lot to talk about for Lightfall, just like how we're enjoying it. We're probably, I don't know if there's going to be any articles, but I think we're just going to be talking about, how much we are enjoying it, and actually keep it on track that time, because we're going to want to get back to playing it. So peace out until next week. Big thank you to the guests, Mr. Rect, Mr. Good Saint, and Captain Gatto. And we're out of here.